It was 3-1. It was a rigged deal, as I assumed it would be, because when you looked at the fact that they were correcting everything and not correcting with her. And we knew it when it was 100% good coverage for her over the last month or last year. I looked at it, and only bad coverage of me, no matter what. The press is so dishonest in this country, it's amazing. Now, I didn't mind because, frankly, I was pretty sure that's what they would do. CNN was much more honorable. The debate we had with Biden was a much more honorably run debate, but this was incredible. I mean, everything, so many things I said were debunked, totally debunked, like Charlottesville, I have a list of 7 different things.
The recent debate between former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris was meant to be a pivotal moment in the 2024 election campaign. However, it quickly became apparent that the event was mired in controversy, with accusations of media bias taking center stage. From the outset, there were concerns about the fairness of the coverage leading up to the debate. Joe Concha, a Fox News contributor, highlighted this issue.
We knew ABC News was going to be what they are, right? In other words, we talked about yesterday how there was that report by the Media Research Center showing that ABC had covered Kamala Harris with 100% news coverage that is positive over the last 8 weeks, basically since she became the nominee. And sure enough, there it was last night again. The fact that they did not fact check her on any way, shape, or form, while Donald Trump was fact checked 5 times. It was Candy Crowley on steroids. Remember 2012 with Mitt Romney, and she did 1 fact check, and CNN got killed for it. ABC really showed their hand here.
This pre-existing bias set the stage for what many viewed as an unfair debate. The disparity in fact-checking became a focal point of criticism, with Trump supporters arguing that the former president was subjected to far more scrutiny than his opponent. Trump himself was quick to point out what he perceived as unfair treatment.
I thought it was terrible from the standpoint of ABC. They're the most dishonest, in my opinion, the most dishonest news organization. And that's saying a lot because they're all essentially really dishonest. But I thought I did a great job. It was 3-on-1, and I thought I did a great job. Now, we sent you the polls, but every single poll last night had me winning like 90-10. We had C-SPAN. At one point was at 80-20, and I don't know how it finished. That was late last night, so I have no idea. But it was at 80-20. I told that to Brett Baer, and we sent him a lot of polls, and we sent you a lot of polls this morning. And every single poll had us winning by a lot, despite the fact that it was an unfair debate, obviously. And it was a 3-on-1, and that's okay. I've had worse odds in my life.
The issue of fact-checking wasn't the only concern raised by Trump supporters. Many argued that crucial topics were either overlooked or underexplored during the debate. Sean Hannity, a prominent conservative commentator, expressed his frustration.
You know, the fact that we didn't get to fundamental, strong positions that Kamala Harris had taken on very deep and profound issues involving the economy and immigration and ending private health care and defund and dismantle. There was a lot of cliche, a lot of rehearsal that I saw in her performance. Okay, that's fine. That was anticipated. There were a lot of lies that she told about abortion, about Project 2025, about gun confiscation, and that was frustrating on a lot of fronts. I think that the biggest epic fail here is that, you know, we're now 50 days in, and early voting, for example, we're in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania tonight, starts 1 week from tonight, and then it rolls out in all these other swing states that matter.
The perceived bias wasn't limited to the moderator's questions or fact-checking. Some observers noted that Harris seemed to face little to no pushback on her claims, while Trump's statements were constantly scrutinized. This apparent double standard extended to the very topics discussed during the debate. J.D. Vance, the Republican vice presidential nominee, echoed these sentiments.
But look, I think President Trump did a good job at reminding the American people that this is a person who wanted to ban fracking. Here we are in Pennsylvania. She supported banning fracking. She supported defunding the police. She supported opening the border. And I think that though the moderators didn't do their job, I think President Trump did do his job in reminding the American people that she has taken a number of radical positions that, as he joked, she's run away from. Now she's acting like Donald Trump. She's about to put on a MAGA hat because she realizes
By the way,
radical.
That was a pretty good line.
It was my favorite moment of the debate. But she is a radical who is trying to run towards Donald Trump's positions because she knows that's what's popular, but it's not what she actually believes.
The aftermath of the debate saw a flurry of reactions, with many calling into question the fairness of the event and the role of the media in shaping public perception. Critics argued that the debate format and moderation failed to provide voters with a clear understanding of the candidates' positions on key issues. Vance further elaborated on this point.
If you go to her performance, Sean, the most striking part of it is if you actually listen to what she said, it was platitude after slogan. There was no substance. How is she going to lower grocery prices for American citizens?
Rehearse, cliched,
Yes.
use everything that you want to say, and the bottom line is fundamental. I hate Trump.
That's exactly right. And also, look, both of them have records. That's what's different about this election, almost any other election in my lifetime. You have two people with a record. Donald Trump is proud of his record. Kamala Harris is running away from her record because her record is higher grocery prices, homes that are unaffordable, a wide open southern border, rising fentanyl deaths. This is happening because of her failed leadership.
The controversy surrounding the debate extended beyond just the moderation and fact-checking. Many critics pointed out that Harris seemed to be avoiding responsibility for the current administration's actions, despite being a key part of it. Trump highlighted this apparent contradiction.
So she's complaining about all the stuff that's wrong with the country, and they've been there for 3.5 years. And I wanted to save that for my last little summation, and I actually mentioned in there too. I just thought it was a great debate. I think we showed the weakness, but the sad part is they're destroying our country. You know, when you get right down to it. Good debate. I enjoyed it, but it's a very sad thing because our country is in decline. We are really being laughed at all over the world, and that's tough to take.
This criticism by Trump highlights the disconnect between Harris's debate performance and her role in the current administration. By pointing out that Harris and the administration have been in power for 3.5 years, Trump effectively challenges her ability to criticize the state of the country without taking responsibility for it. This inconsistency in Harris's position, criticizing the country's problems while being part of the administration overseeing it, created a confusing narrative for voters. Critics argued that this discrepancy should have been a prime target for the moderators to explore, but instead it went largely unchallenged during the debate. As the election draws near, the debate and its aftermath have intensified discussions about media bias and the role of televised debates in the democratic process. With early voting set to begin in key swing states, the impact of this contentious event on voter perceptions remains to be seen. The controversy surrounding the debate has only added fuel to an already heated election season, raising questions about the fairness of media coverage, the consistency of candidates' positions, and the ability of voters to make informed decisions based on such high-profile events. As the campaign moves forward, it's clear that the issues of media bias and candidate accountability will continue to be at the forefront of political discourse.